Hello there, and then welcome to a brand new lesson. This is How Beyond Numbers, where we learn maths the easy way. In this lesson, we are looking at converting decimals to fraction. Without much ado, let's quickly look into it. Now, the process of converting a decimal to fraction has two main steps, and here are the steps. So the first step says the digit to the right of the decimal point becomes the numerator. That is constant. So if the digit to the right of the decimal point becomes the numerator, then the denominator is determined by the position of the last digit. You see. So before we solve some example quickly, look at this. So if it is to one decimal place, that is the digit to the right is to the 10th, then the denominator is going to be 10. If it is two decimal places, you are going to use 100. Three decimal places, then you are going to use 1000. What does all these mean? Let's take some examples and then check it out. So with that in mind, let's take some examples and then try our hands. You have to convert 0.3 to a fraction. 0.3, converting it to a fraction. So how do we go about it? Looking at our steps. It says, first of all, the digit to the right of the decimal point becomes the numerator. So looking at 0.3, the digit to the right, this is our decimal point. So the right of the decimal point is where we have the 3. So that becomes our numerator. We have 3 over. Now, how many decimal places do you have here? It's just 1. So if it is 1, it is just going to be what? 10. You see, but then if it is 2, then 100. If it is 3,000, in that order. So the digit to the right is your numerator over your denominator, which is determined by the number of digits you have after the decimal place. So let's look at this second question here as well. We have 0.61. You see, so for this, the digit to the right of the decimal place, this of the decimal point, this is the decimal point, is 61. So you just write as 61 over how many digits do you have here? 2 digits. So it is going to be 100, as simple as that. Now it is important to note that anytime you change, if it is possible for you to simplify, you do so. So in our subsequent examples, we are looking at the cases where you'd have to simplify. Then we then come and look at decimal that can be changed into improper fraction or mixed fraction. So let's look at this last example here. So in this case, we have 0.125. So 0.125. And you want to change this into what? Its fraction. Simplified form for that matter. So the digits that come after the decimal becomes 125. Then all over. Now, since there are 3 digits, we are going to write 3 zeros. With this, you realize that 125 can divide 1000 a number of times. You see, so 125 is a factor of 1000. Hence, we would have to do our simplification. So if you can't do it directly with your 125, you can use 25 or any common factor. 125 divides itself once, and then it divides 1000 8 times. So it simply implies that our 0.125, when changed to a fraction, becomes 1 over 8. As simple as that. With that said, what of converting mixed decimal? That is decimals with a whole number in front of them. For that, let's take this we have here as an example. So we have 3.5, and we would want to change this into what? Mixed fraction. This 3 you have here, this place value is what? Units or ones. You see? So what you do is just change the decimal part. That is the one that comes at the decimal places. So the 3 becomes a 3 whole number. You see, because it's a whole number. Then the 0.5, we said because it is just one digit that comes after it, we know what to do. So first of all, you have your 5. You write your 5 here. And then, since it's just one digit, over 10. As simple as that. Now, it is important to note that anytime there's room for simplification, you just do that. So 3 whole number 5 over 10 can be written as 3 whole number. Then since 5 divides itself once, and then it divides 10 how many times? Twice. So 3 whole number 1 over 2 becomes your final answer for the conversion. Let's try. So let's try this other question, which says convert 1.2 to an improper fraction. Take note, improper fraction. So how do we do that? We have a 1.2. We can first change it into the mixed fraction form. So this is a 1 whole number. So 1 whole number, then 0.2 becomes 2 over how many digits comes at the decimal place? Just 1. So 1, 0. Since it is now in its mixed form, we can then change it to its improper form. That is 1 times 10 plus 2, which gives us 12 all over 10. This becomes the improper form of our decimal 1.2. Now, this is simply how we convert decimals to fractions. The simple step is take note of what you have as your whole number, and then take note of what you have at the decimal places. Write the numbers you have at the decimal places as your numerator over the number of digits you have at the decimal places. So if it is just to the 10th, then it's 2. Your denominator becomes over 10. If it's to the 100th, the denominator becomes over 100 in that order. As usual, I'll leave you with some exercises so you try on your own to test your understanding. So here we have just 5 questions you can try your hands on to test your understanding. This Hard Beyond Numbers where we learn maths the easy way. If this is your first time and you think it will be of help to you, you can choose to subscribe if you so do wish, so that anytime I release a video, you'll be notified as well. Stay blessed and bye for now.